being a ref or an umpire in this day and age where everybody has 4K at home, and certainly an umpire in Major League Baseball where you get a strike zone that is put on the screen with a rectangle, and a dot appears right on the screen with how fast the pitch that just came in was and exactly the location of it. And you could see whether the ball or a strike that was just called is correct or not right away. And it is tough. And I totally understand how tough it is. But what Angel Hernandez is doing behind home plate is just increasingly worse and worse and worse and more infuriating with each passing day. Because as I said to Jeff Passan before, it's a witch's brew of incompetence and arrogance.
I shortened that for the fantasy name purposes.
Because the number of times that you see an argument that is had, and even sometimes when other umpires are called in, I don't know what it is. Out of deference, they don't correct it. But behind home plate, it's just one man behind home plate, and he just keeps calling one ball after another that is a strike, or one ball after another that should be a ball, he calls a strike, or it's a strike and a ball, and it just keeps messing it up. See, I'm not perfect. I kind of even just messed up the setup here.
Yeah. But you wouldn't.
So I understand,
you're not doing it defiantly.
But I don't believe I'm getting worse and worse and worse every day. And you know, we saw over the weekend, Rangers are up 8-1. Wyatt Langford at the plate, and bases are loaded, and then 3 balls in a row, 3 ball fours in a row get called strikes.
So far outside.
And the last one was so far outside that one of the websites that they're out there that makes it more and more difficult to umpire because they are parsing it down to the nth degree. At Umpire Auditor said that the last ball that he called strike 3 was outside by 6.78 inches, a half a foot. And somebody even put an overlay of Anthony Rizzo on it because he is notorious for standing on top of the plate in the batter's box to see if it would have hit him. It would have basically almost hit him.
Wow.
Now, there is a system in minor league baseball right now where the technology that you see on your app when you're watching a game through like the MLB game day, where you're just seeing sort of a graphic of a player standing at the plate and a ball coming in and where it hits the strike zone, that is being used right now in real time for a pitcher or a hitter to tap his head, cap or helmet, depending on pitcher or hitter, to say, I want that reviewed. The umpire steps out, turns up to the press box and makes some sort of a move, and then on the screen in the stadium, in comes the pitch that just got thrown in a graphic style. If you've seen tennis, the way that you review a play in tennis, again, it's not the actual video of it. It's a moving graphic rendering of it, but it's accurate. It's a ball or a strike. They change it if it needs changing, or stay with the call if it needs staying, and on we go. Let's go. I'm not saying to do that for every pitch. Use it when it needs to be challenged. Let's go. What are we waiting for?
I have no idea.
Because all you needed to do if you're Wyatt Langford was challenge that first clear ball that was called a strike, and then that strike, that's a ball.
Yeah.
And that's it. Over. And then you do it on the second time, you take your base, and you get an RBI. And Angel Hernandez is stopped in his tracks by technology. Let's go. I don't know. He gets worse every year, and fans can't take it anymore.
So bad.
I throw him out. Let's do it. I'm sure he might be a nice guy, but I am sorry. Enough is enough. Because, like I said, there was a moment where I believe Jeff McNeil, because the catcher was having a problem with his pitch comm on his knee and couldn't get the pitch called with his pitcher. And the the at-bat, the pitch, we were waiting for it. The at-bat was getting longer, and Jeff McNeil turns to Angel Hernandez and says, do I have a timeout remaining? And Angel Hernandez calls timeout. You just heard the words timeout.
Yeah.
And McNeil's like, I didn't call timeout. I'm asking you, do I have a timeout left? And he basically said, no, that's your timeout. And he's like, I didn't call for one. It's like an Abbott and Costello routine in the middle of an MLB game. All because he should have stopped play because the catcher's pitch count wasn't working.
Right.
So instead of realizing the moment and being the arbiter of the actual moment in front of him, he's just in his own Angel Hernandez world and didn't ask for any help. And everybody's left shaking their head, cursing and muttering under their breath about him. And we're sitting at home saying, what the hell's going on with this guy? Because it gets worse and worse and worse every year.
The umpire auditor had one last week of Anthony Volpe at bat. The pitcher stepped off the rubber and still threw it, and they called it a strike. And he's like, dude, he stepped off the rubber.
I know.
And Angel's just like, well,
that's the call.
Yeah, the call's a strike.
And it's just like it's insane.
Yeah.
And again, I know it's a tough world. But hey, he's making it tougher for you because I have less patience for you because suddenly this guy's marauding. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.